一期播3次啊，从第21次开始嘛，10期就可以搞定了。这是第3期，也就是第27次通关到第29次通关。怎么说感觉很装逼，好像搞得已经通关了一样，就没有不过的可能，是不是？我要告诉你，还就真没有不过的可能。难得把这个人声调回来，好久没听到嘲讽。当然可能听1次就够了，下一次这过一次之后，也许我就会关掉它。小一扣。I'm glad you start with me。感觉之后可以改一下语言嘛，可以看别的语言别的语言它是怎么翻译的。
There's no feeling more intense than starting over.
怎么没有字幕的？
If you deleted your
可以有字幕的。
homework the day before it was due, as I have, or if you left your wallet at home and you have to go back after spending an hour in the commute. If you won some money at the casino and then put all your winnings on red but it came up black. If you got your best shirt dry cleaned before a wedding and then immediately dropped food on it. If you won an argument with a friend and then later discovered that they just returned to their original view. Starting over is harder than starting up. If you're not ready for that, like if you've already had a bad day, then what you're about to go through might be too much. Feel free to go away and come back. I'll be here.
你可自由来去，我
Thanks
会
for
一直
coming
在
with
这
me
儿。
on this trip. I'll understand if you have to take a break
好
at
台
any
词，
point.
很文艺啊。
Just find a safe place to stop and quit the game. And don't worry, I'll save your progress, always, even your mistakes. This game is a homage to a free game that came out in 2002, titled Sexy Hiking. The author of that game was Jazuo, a mysterious Czech designer who was known at the time as the father of B games. And B games are rough assemblages of found objects. Designers slap them together very quickly and freely, and they're often too rough and unfriendly to gain much of a following. They're built more for the joy of building them than as polished products. In a certain way, Sexy Hiking is the perfect embodiment of a B game. It's built almost entirely out of found and recycled parts, and it's one of the most unusual and unfriendly games of its time. In it, your task is simply to drag yourself up a mountain with a hammer. And that act of climbing, in the digital world or in real life, has certain essential properties that give the game its flavor. No amount of forward progress is guaranteed. Some cliffs are too sheer or too slippery, and the player is constantly, unremittingly in danger of falling and losing everything. Anyway, when you start Sexy Hiking, you're standing next to this dead tree that blocks the way to the entire rest of the game. It might take you an hour to get over that tree, and a lot of people never got past it. You prod and you poke at it, exploring the limits of your reach and your strength, trying to find a way up and over. And there's a sense of truth in that lack of compromise. Most obstacles in video game worlds are fake. You can be completely confident in your ability to get through them, once you have the correct method, or the correct equipment, or just by spending enough time. In that sense, every pixelated obstacle in Sexy Hiking is real. The obstacles in Sexy Hiking are unyielding, and that makes the game uniquely frustrating. But I'm not sure Jazuo intended to make a frustrating game. The frustration is just essential to the act of climbing, and it's authentic to the process of building a game about climbing. A funny thing happened to me as I was building this mountain. I'd have an idea for a new obstacle, and I'd build it, test it, and it would usually turn out to be unreasonably hard. But I couldn't bring myself to make it easier. It already felt like my inability to get past the new obstacle was my fault as a player rather than as a builder. Imaginary mountains build themselves from our efforts to climb them, and it's our repeated attempts to reach the summit that turns those mountains into something real. When you're building a video game world, you're building with ideas, and that can be like working with quickset cement. You mold your ideas into a certain shape that can be played with, and in the process of playing with them, they begin to harden and set until they're immutable, rock. And at that point, you can't change the world, not without breaking it into pieces and starting fresh with new ideas. For years now, people have been predicting that games would soon be made out of prefabricated objects, bought in a store and assembled into a world. And for the most part, that hasn't happened, because the objects in the stores are trash. I don't mean they look bad or that they're badly made, although a lot of them are. I mean they're trash in the way that food becomes trash as soon as you put it in the sink. Things are made to be consumed and used in a certain context, and once the moment is gone, they transform into garbage. In the context of technology, those moments pass by in seconds. Over time, we've poured more and more refuse into this vast digital landfill that we call the internet. It now vastly outnumbers and outweighs the things that are fresh and untainted and unused. When everything around us is cultural trash, trash becomes the new medium, the lingua franca of the digital age. And you could build culture out of trash, but only trash culture. B games, B movies, B music, B philosophy. Maybe this is what digital culture is. A monstrous mountain of trash, the ash heap of creativity's fountain. A landfill with everything we ever thought of in it. Grand, infinite, and unsorted. There's 3D models of breakfast, Gen X's fanfic novels, scan magazines, green screen Shia LaBeouf, banned snuff scenes on LiveLeak. Facebook's got lifelike bots with unbranded adverts and candid shots of Kanye and Taylor Swift mashups, car crash epic failed GIFs, Russian dashcam vids, discussions of McRibs, discarded, forgotten, unrecycled, muddled, rotten, untitled. Everything's fresh for about 6 seconds, until some newer thing beckons, and we hit refresh. And there's years of persevering, disappearing into the pile, out of style, out of sight. In this context, it's tempting to make friendly content that's gentle, that lets you churn through it but not earn it. Why make something demanding if it just gets piled up in the landfill, filed in with the bland things? When games were new, they wanted a lot from you. Daunting you, taunting you, resetting and delaying you. Players played stoically. Now everyone's turned off by that. They want to burn through it quickly, a quick fix for the fickle, some tricks for the clicks of the feckless. But that's not you, you're an acrobat. You could swallow a baseball bat. Now I know, most likely you're watching this on YouTube or Twitch, while some dude with 10 million views does it for you, like a baby bird being fed chewed up food. That's culture too. But on the off chance that you're playing this, what I'm saying is, trash is disposable, but maybe it doesn't have to be approachable. What's the feeling like? Are you stressed? I guess you don't hate it if you got this far. Feeling frustrated? It's underrated. An orange is sweet, juicy fruit locked inside a bitter peel. That's not how I feel about a challenge. I only want the bitterness. It's coffee. It's grapefruit. It's licorice. It feels like we're closer now. Composer and climber, designer and user. You could have refused, but you didn't. There was something in you that was hidden.
这台词应该是过了呢，橘子山的台词。
It means a lot to me that you've come this far, endured this much. Every wisecrack, every insensitivity, every setback you've forgiven me is a kingly gift that you've given me. We have the same taste.
好，这里到那个已经到这个
It's not ambition. It's ambition's opposite.
这条蛇的
An
地方，
obdurate mission
这就
to
是这里的台
taste
词，已经
defeat.
跟上来了，
You'll feel bad if you
已经被他
win,
追上了。
so I put this snake in for you.
操，这么好的一把，这么好的一下，总算他不说话了，被他追上了。这台词有种跟你赛跑的感觉，这点来说我不是很喜欢。呀，刚刚那下其实很好，都已经站住了，还是太紧张了。OK。再过来，啊，这个人太过来了，我操，紧张 ，fuck me， 好，已经到这儿了，下个点在哪儿啊？
Have you thought about who you are in this? Are
No,
you the man
never.
in the pot, Diogenes?
Shut up, bitch.
Are you his hand? Are you the top of his hammer? I think not. Where your hand moves, the hammer may not follow, nor the man, nor the man's hand. In this you're his will, his intent, the embodied resolve in his uphill ascent.
什么大说？居然最稳的方法会在这儿失误，怎么会这样？没拉好。他居然没嘲讽你，说明你掉的不够狠。以后估计每一次我第一次过都不太会打出最佳成绩。为什么？等我这边过了再说。第二次跟第三次有可能会创出好成绩，这次一般都比较危险。本来都已经练到这么稳了，这过法，哎，怎么会？
Now, you've conquered the ice cliff, the platforms, the church, and the rectory, the living room and the factory, the playground, the construction site, the granite rocks, and the lakeside. You've learned to hike.
不会吧
There's no way left to go but up, and in a moment I'll shut up. But let me say, I'm glad you came.
差点推了一下，推了的话就完蛋了。Shit. Shit. 我讨厌第一次过关，第一次过关太难受了。为什么？就是因为我能看到这个录像现在有多少时间了，所以其实我知道我这大概多少时间。眼睛你一直会盯着那个时间的，就知道你离最快速度还差多少。你离你的最佳记录是快了几秒呢，还是慢了几秒呢？你都一清二楚。这个其实很影响发挥的。此时无心胜有心，这根弦绷的其实坏的。脑子都已经在想这种东西了，就还没到终点了，已经在想怎么庆祝了。这么肯定不可能，肯定不行的。你看看这个地方已经卡这么久，我操！我操！你要说没有机会能过呢，也不可能。刚刚确实有机会能破纪录，但已经被你浪费了。Fuck off.
Oh, you just lost a lot of progress.
What's
That's a deep frustration, a real punch in the gut.
Oh, fuck. 那就趁这个机会玩点别的吧，反正已经没了。就找那几个点，直接甩上去。第二座冰山，我觉得也可以挑战一下。按刚刚那么玩的话，但你这个乱摸还真不太能摸到呀。这你确定这一段你能摸得到吗？ 你真的摸得到？妈，这反正老打法肯定已经问题不大了。有没有别的可以玩的？别的可以玩的套路？说过道头直接往上甩。啊，那个点我好像有感觉了，好像大概知道在哪儿了。我操，这样直接就到这儿了啊！那这确实可以有，也算这个，虽然最后打了这么糟糕的一个，突然让他说出那句台词了。本来在他一直说话的时候，哪怕你掉下去，他也不会说那个台词。就是啊，你又退步了，真的是糟糕啊！说台词他一般是不会说的。啊，哎，操，这地方是真的不稳，干嘛要设计这么不稳的地方？啊，稍微往外撑一点，撑一下嘛，勉强这么上去，到这儿其实就已经结束了，操，就是为了求快，你知道吗？如果卡住了怎么办？往里收一下，再卡住怎么办？再往里收一下，来回收几下之后，它就开始摩擦了，但是开始摩擦就非常不稳，你都能看到它那个这个锤子的头跟这个无线电塔那个点的头，它在摩擦呢，能摩擦出气泡的说明非常不稳，很滑呢。但是让我学会了雪山上可以快一点。啊，这次不错。
I dedicate this game to you, the one who came this
啊，但
far.
这下不亮。
I give it to you with all my love.
妈，最后一下了啊！走，结束。啊，本来你要说大破纪录倒也没有，12分出头应该可以做到。